What's going on, Bourbon family? We're back at it again, ready to have some fun with High West Distillery, a Midwinter's Night's Dram. Look at that beautiful bottle. This is a nice damn bottle. I will say that. I gotta give them credit. All right, so before we even dive into a Midwinter Night's Dram, let's just talk real quick. High West Distillery. What do we know about High West Distillery? All right, couple fun facts, and I actually reviewed this before, so not this one obviously. I reviewed a former older batch a while ago, so I will put the link up above. But High West Distillery, when you think of them, they're based out of Utah, and they're actually a full, they have everything on site. It's a distillery, they have a restaurant, they have a bar, so it's like a true experience. Kind of like Bardstown Bourbon Company. It's a little bit of everything, right? You got some food, you got some drinks, and you, of course, obviously have what we all love. You got the actual bourbon, or in this case, the rye. So it's a true unique experience. So it's on my hit list. I'm actually planning a trip myself out to Utah so I can try to check out High West Distillery. And I've heard nothing but great things about it. So I'm looking forward to it. Let's just say that. But when you think about High West as a whole, what else do they make? So they used to make Yippee-Ki-Yay. They no longer make that. I am let's just say I'm glad that that product is no longer being made. I'm okay with that. All jokes aside, though, but so they no longer make Yippee-Ki-Yay. You guys, if you ever watched the channel before, you know that as much as I've loved like the older versions of Midwinter Night's Dram, the Yippee-Ki-Yay sub-brand was one I was not a big fan of. I always like to keep it real. However, they also make the Rendezvous, which is a good rye. They make the Burr Rye, which is a blend of bourbon and rye. A few other products. But when you think of High West Distillery, the number one product that stands out is a Midwinter Night's Dram. This is their top-of-the-line flagship product. I mean, like the creme de la creme, the best one that comes out for the most part in their eyes, and it's the best one that I've ever had before from their various different sub-products. So, what do we know, Bourbon Judge, about Midwinter Night's Dram? Alright, so I'm going to give, just because I reviewed this one before, and I will put the link up above, just very high-level overview. So, when you think of Midwinter Night's Dram, that comes out from High West Distillery, for the most part, this is an annual release. There's a little bit of overlap. In some years it came out in December as well as January, but when you think about it, honestly, it's truly an annual release, right? It comes out once a year in the winter time, hence a Midwinter Night's Dram. So what does the act and the scene refer to? So the act stands for, this is the 9th release. So this is the 9th release of Midwinter Night's Dram. And the scene stands for the bottling day. So on my bottle, I have Act 9, so that's obviously, the 9th release. Scene number 1. So I got the first bottling. When they bottled this product, I got the first, not the first bottle, but when they bottled it on the first bottling day, I got one of those bottles from that bottling day. You might end up finding, let's call it Act 9, Scene 2. It means you just got one from the second bottling day. Same juice. No difference, obviously, other than the fact that you got it from the second day versus the first bottling day. It is what it is. But when you think about a Midwinter Night's Dram as a whole, couple other key things. So MSRP, it's about $99 on the dot. Plus, obviously, tax depending on where you live. So you're paying just a little bit north of $100, $105, $110, depending on tax. Now, the kicker is the availability. Because it is an annual release, it's going to be harder to find. It is what it is, right? So, honestly, if you've ever tried it before at a bar or at a friend's house and you like it, the goal is hurry up and get it because it's an annual release. It's not going to be around for a while. And if you see it out there, let's call it 2 or 3 months later in January, February, March, it's probably, if you see it somewhere in the liquor store at that point in time, it's probably because a liquor store has it marked up, which is unfortunate. I hate that some liquor store owners do that, but we know how this works in the bourbon world or in the rye world as well. Let's call it the whiskey world. It happens. So if you're a fan of this juice and you like it, make sure you grab it if you see a bottle at a normal price. The only other thing to think about is if you have friends or family members, you got a cousin, an aunt, uncle, you got a cousin Nita who lives out in Utah, you can obviously probably find this as well at the distillery, as well as some select retailers in Utah where they're located as well. So that's the only other kicker. And you might have some friends out there, right? I personally don't, but I might need to make some friends out in Utah so I can get this a little bit easier next year. Let me go ahead and pour this bad boy. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and review this one, Act 9. And I'm actually going to compare it to last year's. Is it better? Is it the same? Or is it worse? We'll see. I'll do an individual review on it first, and then at the end I'll compare it to Act 8, just to see. You never know. You never know. So again, $100 bottle of rye. So I will say this is so they're up front from the standpoint of it's rye whiskey, straight rye whiskeys. They typically use a couple of different straight rye whiskeys, and it's a blend of their own ryes as well as with MGP. So they are up front from that standpoint. It's a blend of their own ryes as well as with MGPs. And then, as it says, with each one, always finished in French oak port barrels. So they take the rye whiskeys from MGP, from themselves, they blend them together, and then is aged for an additional amount of time in port wine finished barrels. So that's what kind of gives it that dark, that extremely dark, if you look at that extremely dark color. There's no exact age statement, so they're not going to say this is, exactly 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. There's no exact age statement. That's unfortunate, but I know they're sourcing some good bourbon. I'm sorry, some good ryes rather from MGP. Probably with some decent age statements on there, and they've been around for a while also. So it's the quality for this has always been there. So I'm hoping with number 9 it stays. All right, let me get into this nose, everyone. Let me get into this nose. Wow, that is like, damn, I love that. See, this is what I love about this bottle. I mean, everyone I've had has been honestly phenomenal. This nose is so different. It's so complex for a rye. It's not a traditional rye that's just finished in the wine barrel and it's just, it's decent. This one, it had to sit there for a good period of time because, like, on the nose, I get a ton of, like, blackberries. Almost like some dark chocolate in there as well. So different than a standard traditional rye because obviously with that port wine finish. So you get like some blackberries. Wow, some dark chocolate. Maybe a bit of like raisins and some pepper and almost like some plums. Wow, this is, damn. The nose on this is amazing. I look forward to this bottle honestly every fall and every winter, because the nose every year is always incredible. That's just my opinion. The nose is always incredible on this bottle. Wow, I do like this a lot. Oh, it's everything. It's plums. I mean, it's everything I said. It's so different than many other like ryes that are finished in a port. I don't know exactly what they do. Obviously it's their own rye as well. Theirs plus the MGPs, but whatever they're doing with it, traditionally has been very, very good. All right, so we got a $100 bottle, folks. Hard to find from the availability standpoint. Again, a good blend of their own rye as well as with MGPs, but no exact age statement. The question is, can Act 9, the newest release for 2021, can it live up to the hype of previous years? We shall see. All right. So at the, I'm going to sip them both, and I'm going to give you a judgment at the end of A, is this worth a buy, and B, is it better or the same or worse than Act 8 last year's? All right. Nice long finish. Not bad. Coming at 98.6 proof. All right. Yeah, 98.6. Let me get a little bit more of that one. So 98.6 proof. The finish was there. It wasn't super long. I'm not going to lie. It was not super long. But it was long enough. I need a little bit more just to make sure, though. Just to make sure. God, the nose is so amazing. Wow. All right. Okay. So the finish is here. It slowly actually does fall off a little bit. Falls off. But what I do like it though, in the mouth, it's definitely slightly more peppery and more plums. The chocolate kind of fades away a little bit from the initial when it enters the palate till the finish. The palate, like the dark chocolate, it was there initially and it slowly fades away. You get more of like the pepper and more of like the plum effect more of like that sweetness from the wine. That's what kind of finishes off at the end. And the finish is here, and then it unfortunately kind of fades away a little bit quicker. Now I will say, I just popped this one open a couple days ago just to kind of let it breathe out. Poured a little bit in my infinity bottle, as I do with each and every bottle I typically review, just so it has a chance to kind of breathe and open up a little bit. So it hasn't opened up a ton as of yet. That might be part of it. But there is a little bit left, so I am going to finish this. All right. Not bad. Let me go ahead and just cleanse the palate real quick. Woo! I really liked Act 8 a lot, so Act 9 has his hands full with this one. All right, let me get a little bit here. You can see, I mean, color-wise, both the same. I love the style of the bottle, too. I mean, it's just really sharp, honestly, from a branding standpoint. That by itself, pretty damn cool. So let's go ahead and dive into this one real quick. So this is Act 8, Scene 2, correct? Yep, Act 8, Scene 2. Last year's release. Let's see the similarities and the differences. Ooh, okay. So, off the bat, the nose is not nearly as much chocolate as this year's. The nose on this one is just pure, damn, plum and raisins. Pure plum and raisins all day long. Goodness gracious. Look how dark that is. Gosh, I love that. Oh, man. Wow, that nose is phenomenal. That was really good. This nose blows it out the water. Oh, man, this is so nice. And this is open for a while, too. I will say that. So it's opened up. It's had a chance to kind of mature in the bottle, which is nice. All right. That's interesting. Okay. Wow. I think we have we might have a situation in the courthouse. All right. I gotta finish this. Hold on. Let me finish it, and then I'm gonna give a full overview at the end. I promise. Wow. Okay. So, we have a couple of different verdicts, but let me explain. The nose in this, as I mentioned, was way more plums, raisin forward. That did also transfer to the palate. This was a bit more peppery as a whole in the palate. This one was a bit more sweet in the nose as well as the palate. More peppery, more sweet. So, the question is Act 9 worth hunting? Is it worth going out and buying? And is it better than Act 8? Two different verdicts. I'm always going to keep it real with you guys and gals. You guys know me. The verdict is in. Act 9, I do like it. I actually think it's a really good product. I do think once it has a chance to kind of open up and just have a chance like really just kind of open up and just kind of, let everything just kind of expand from at least as it relates to the bottle, I think it will actually improve over time. This is really good, and I enjoy it. And I think it's a very complex rye because it's a blend of multiple ryes. Again, MGP as well as High West Distillery with a combination of the port wine finish as well. I think it's very good, worth getting at $100. I actually do enjoy it. However, I'm always keeping it honest. If I had to buy one over the other, which one would I buy? Act 8 was delicious. I mean, this was really good. But Act 8, in my opinion, was amazing. More bold in the nose, even better than that one. More well-rounded in the palate. It had like the plums, obviously, in the palate. It even had the like the raisins as well. It did have some chocolate in there as well in the palate, but not as much as that one, I would say. But the finish in this one was way longer. It was a nice, round, and long finish. This one was really damn good. This is solid, by the way, all day long. I truly like it. And hey, give it a month or two, it might open up. So, both good, but if I had to give the winner, I would slide the gavel over to number 8. Peace, cheers, salute. Talk to you guys and gals later. Take care.